I'm going to reel back the fishing rod now here, Doug, because some people might be watching this and they're thinking like, oh my gosh, this is just all Greek to me. I have no idea. What is an EDA? I'm signed up to be a voting delegate at this policy convention. I signed up because this organization or that organization encouraged me to, but I actually have no idea what I'm doing. Talk to that person out there. First of all, let's encourage some of those people who are actually voting delegates. And then let's talk bigger picture here, Doug, on how we continue to impact our nation for the better.
Great. I know I'm happy to talk to the new person because I remember it was 20 years ago when the Conservative Party of Canada was formed, and I was not only a brand new Christian, but brand new to the political world. And I remember stepping into this realm, and it's a little different. I mean, I get it. I get how you feel. I remember all too well the feeling of not knowing what you're doing. But I have to congratulate everybody who has pushed through that and seen the opportunity. You see the opportunity to have influence in this realm and to help them make better decisions. That's why we're there. We're not there to take over. We're not there to dominate, but we're there to bring our ideas because we know that has a positive impact on other people's lives. So thank you for doing that, but keep pressing on forward through this and stay connected to FATEEN. Stay connected to the National Leadership Briefing. Stay connected to Right Now. These are organizations that exist to help you exercise your influence. That's my advice on the immediate road ahead.
Can I interject on this? Because we don't know yet what the 30 policies are going to be, but as soon as that short list comes out, we're going to be analyzing it. And just like we did for the CPC leadership race, we'll be putting out a voter's guide, for those people that value those 4 pillars that we talk about on a regular, or that you talk about on a regular basis on the National Leadership Briefing. We'll be sort of giving some recommendations of, if these are your values, we recommend that, you can take it or leave it, but this is just there as a resource for you, or will be there as a resource for you, that we recommend that you vote in favor of this motion, of this policy, not in favor of this one, or there's probably going to be a bunch of them that are kind of neutral, where you could go one way or another. They're not necessarily 4-pillar issues. They're just policies about different things. And so watch for that voter's guide, but it's not actually ready yet. So I know we've been getting lots of emails, Doug, from people saying, how do I vote? How do I know, where to vote, or the whole process? The reality is none of us know those answers yet because the 30 policies haven't been picked yet, right? So just sit tight. You're doing great. We're so excited that you are a part of the process, and it's going to be a very, very powerful time of influence for you as you cast your vote. So, Doug, what else can people be doing, thinking long-term? What if somebody's in the alternate delegate category? They signed up to be a voting delegate. They didn't get voted into that category. What should they do? How should they position themselves as they get ready for the convention?
Well, if you're speaking about the alternate delegate specifically, I would maintain your position there. That's my encouragement is that if you've run in this election to become a delegate and you were selected as an alternate, don't forfeit that status too quickly, because I've seen delegates drop out before and alternates have to step in. So there's still a chance that an alternate could become a delegate. But for those...
A voting delegate.
A voting delegate, yes, because the convention's in March 18th it starts. So a lot can happen between now and then. Yeah. But for those that are listening today that they have their Conservative Party of Canada membership and they're holding on to it, I tell you, right now, there's something really exciting happening in Canada, and I wouldn't step out of that political realm right now. If you're already a Conservative Party of Canada member, stick around, because the most exciting days are ahead for what we can accomplish as a cohesive unit within that political party. We've established some beachheads, our presence is known inside the party as people of faith who have an interest in social issues. And I just think that we should just stay with it no matter what happens on the immediate road ahead. Let's just hold on to those memberships, because there's authority that goes with them, and we're going to be able to wield that on the immediate road ahead.
And that's a really important point, Doug, because the reality is people are getting pretty discouraged right now. They're looking at what's happening on the federal stage. And I'm hearing a lot of people say, they feel like they have nothing to believe in right now when it comes to federal politics, and that they just don't really know where to put their engagement. But what you're saying is, from your perspective, you're seeing some exciting things happen. I would say the same thing. I'm seeing people get involved that literally have never been involved before. And that's a game changer. And this is the beauty of democracy, is that when people of goodwill, good intent, people who love Canada, love their neighbor, get involved in the process, it's the people in the room, right? In this case, it's a virtual room, it's a virtual convention, or just those who stay involved in the process. If enough people just stay involved in the process, then over time, change happens, whether for good or not for good, So I think that's a really good admonition, Doug. Thank you.
Oh no, it's I've never seen anything like it before. This is I've 20 years, like I say, from day one of the political, my involvement in politics. I've just never seen this level of engagement from our community. And it's really exciting. I wish everyone could see it from my perspective, because there's so many people engaged, and there's so many wins happening all across the nation. So we want to, if you haven't experienced a win yet, we want to help you experience a win in your local area.
Now, for the person that's still with us here on this video, there's another thing that's happening I'd love to talk about, and that's nomination campaigns, right? All across the nation right now, we're looking at a possible summer election. Most people who are watching it are saying that it looks like Justin Trudeau is perching for a June federal election right now. And so all across Canada, who the candidates in the upcoming federal election, in every single party, across the board, a lot of those decisions are being made right now. How do people engage at that level in helping to determine that we are helping to ensure that we have some great candidates on the roster?
Yeah, no, that's an excellent question, because that is very timely. What I'm encouraging people to do through our organization, first off, like I say, is to hold on to your membership, because it is the party members that are going to be deciding who the candidates are, if they haven't already been chosen. A lot of them have been chosen already. But then even if your local candidate has been chosen in your riding, you can still influence their perspective, their opinions, their views on different issues. You can still influence them much more as a member of the party. So going towards the election. So I say stay tuned, because we're going to be executing strategies in coordination with U18, and right now, where we can have influence at the local electoral district association board level, because that's a big part of it. The EDA boards, they're called, they work with the nominee to help get them elected. Well, they have a lot of influence as a board. So we're going to show you a way that you can have influence there, plus how to communicate to a nominated candidate and help swing their opinion on issues that maybe bring them around to see your view of things a little bit better. So a little bit more of a communications training strategy. So again, stay tuned.
Awesome. Doug, I feel like you keep implicating me. Gotta ask my husband if I'm allowed to sign up for all these different initiatives here, because it's like pushing a mountain up a hill, but it's exciting to see what's happening. And that's how transformation happens, is you just continue to do the right thing over and over in every potential opportunity. So okay, I want to summarize what we've talked about here in this conversation. Number one, next 72 hours are critical between now, the recording of this video, and Sunday night. What is the actual date? That would be the 28th. 28th. Yeah. 9 o'clock. This is when the votes are going to be cast, which will determine which of the 190 plus policies are going to make it to that 30 that will actually be the ones that will be voted on by voting delegates at the convention in March. So, action point, just to recap, look at the links in the comments of this video. Email the EDA presidents of the 338 ridings across Canada. You can do it, guys. And really encourage them, particularly to support those two pro-life policy ideas. And stay tuned. If we spot any other really good ones too, we'll let you know. Point number two, if you are a voting delegate, give yourself a high five. Stay tuned. We're going to get that voter's guide to you for the policies once we actually know what the policies are. Point number three, if you are an alternate delegate, delegate, hang tight, stay engaged. There might be voting delegates that drop off. And if they do, you might get popped up to the voting delegate tier, which would be an amazing, powerful thing. Point number 4 that I'm hearing from you, Doug, is just stay engaged in the process. Keep your memberships active. And also, I want to say, in whatever party you're in, I know Doug is really focused on the conservative movement, but some of you watching this, you might feel called to influence other parties as well. And so we want to encourage you to do that. Stay involved in the process. Find out when your annual general meeting is. That is when it's determined who will be on the EDA, who the president of the EDA, all of that is voted on at the annual general meeting. So watch for that email from the political party that you're a part of. If it's a conservative party, watch for that email. Go to the meeting, put your hand up when they say who wants to be a board member, get your friends there and get involved at the EDA level and stay involved in the process. And that was a big summary, Doug. But hey, anything else that you want to say before we close this out?
I don't want to sound like I'm piling on, but there's just again, if all of this sounds overwhelming to you, we deliver it all to you in bite-sized pieces as we move forward. So if you just stay connected, just by being in relationship, you're going to learn a ton and have a ton.
Okay, Doug, I think I lost you there for a second. You said stay connected, and you're going to learn. So speaking of staying connected, when is the next national leadership briefing and how do people sign up for it?
It's always on the first Friday of every month. So we've got one coming up the first Friday of March, and you can go to nlbcanada.ca and you can sign up there to receive a link to join us. It's going to be pretty exciting. It's a good one. We're going to be talking a lot about this and some other issues that are really key right now that we need to know about on the road ahead.
Absolutely. And one of those issues is being voted on here in the next 48 hours in the House of Commons, the assisted suicide legislation. Doug, we're actually just sending out through the For My Canada Association, we're sending out an action alert about that literally this afternoon. So just know that that's an important action point right now. Email your members of parliament, ask them to vote against the assisted suicide expansion legislation if you're of the mindset that you think the most vulnerable amongst us should be protected. For those of you that this is all new information, that piece of legislation will take off several protections if it's passed right now that are in place to protect the most vulnerable, such as the 10-day waiting period. It will make assisted suicide accessible for those who are mentally ill. It will take off the second witness requirement, some of these types of things. So just go to formycanada.ca to find out more about that. We'll be posting that information there, but that's literally, they're going to be voting on that on Friday. Is that right, Doug?
Yeah, again, this Friday.
What's
going on?
This Friday, this Sunday, and just keep going forward. That's how you take ground. You just keep going, right? So, Doug, I'll give you the final and last word here.
I just want to say thanks. Thanks for everybody. I mean, it's a lot of people can sit on their hands and just let the world go by. But when people stand up and say, you know what, I care about my neighbor. I'm called to love my neighbor. And every day government makes decisions that are either going to positively or negatively impact the lives of our neighbor. And so thank you for caring enough to stand up and participate. That's important.
Powerful. Thanks, Doug. Thanks for the chat. Let's keep doing it.
Thanks for having me. Good chat.